Welcome everyone to another episode of building a storage area network and data center for dummies. In today's edition, I ordered the latest and greatest, I believe 15k RPM Fibre Channel, newest old stock drive for my otherwise failing drive, UltraSPARC. Failing drive for illustration purposes only, right? Fancy, highest standard SPARC SCA2 or so thing, and now plug this into my precious, because obviously not messing around with this failing x86 or God forbid Itanium business anymore, right? We want reliable ECC and stuff, and ECC protected and risky, highest quality workstation business here. Reliable, dependable stuff that never fails or so. And yes, then to my surprise it worked. So I mean, obviously I got this drive for cheap, right? Nothing like building your enterprise storage business with new old stock, 15 euro a piece, I believe it was. Something of that sort, or 9, maybe 9 plus shipping, maybe 15 euro total, something of that sort. Anyway, gigabytes for the UltraSPARC, and then lo and behold, it's recognized. I mean, it fit physical, so far so good, right? But then during booting, I was greeted with unsupported sector size 512 byte. It's like everything we find, right? From altered SAS power enabled pins, right? Previous video, to highest performance SSDs not running at 4K native. Everything we find here, right? Welcome to IT life. This is why we can't have nice things, right? It's like 512 freaking it's like 520 bytes, like unsupported sector size 520 bytes. It's like you. I wonder what is. I mean, I've been sitting in ISO committee meetings and stuff, which, spoiler alert, what time is it? Oh, we still have time to talk until the next ISO meeting. But jokes aside, it's like committees, right? Companies. Whoever asked for 512 sectored storage, raise your hand. Nobody? Frank? No? Bummer. Anyways, like, yeah. Apparently, so yeah, what's the problem? The problem is usually we work with powers of 2, and that would be the next one. Usually 512, right? 512 for 4K, but 520 byte. You can't make this shit up. So the first time ever, I mean, I'm professionalizing, right? The year of infrastructure, everything we get here. It's like, how is it everything modern I unpack? Well, everything modern and non-standard, enterprise grade. This was, no kidding, this comes out of an, was it EMC? 550 gigabyte, 15K to 4 gigabyte. What's this? Is this brand new EMC? Yeah. I also heard something clicking. Oh, right, this is probably the main drive. Anyway, the highest rated EMC stuff here live for 15 bucks or so. Anyway, so allegedly you can reformat this. I already emerged here as GU utils. Also, why do I do this? Because I got the Sunblade 1K with 2 drives, and one was already dead on arrival. So the previous owner told me already, this drive is probably pretty dead, and yeah, it's mostly dead. And the other main drive also exhibits some clicking and sometimes SCSI reset, bus reset stuff. Did it just? Because I just heard the clicking. Anyway, so it's to the point. Also, I mean, obviously we learned something, right? I will probably, like, depending how this goes, I see it already coming, right? Other people here on level 1 tech and stuff. Also, apparently some SSDs, right? So this is not only old-fashioned and usually failing, Wait, where is my camera? Illustration purposes only. Usually failing Seagate and Seagate. Who sees a pattern, right? Leave me in the comments below. But anyway, for 15, the new also is probably Seagate actually. But for 15 bucks, I'm not. I mean, I got this Sunblade for free, and the new drive was 15 or so. So anyway, so but not only latest highest performance enterprise gear, but also SSDs apparently. So apparently some enterprise SSDs, right? Not necessarily this one, but maybe others. Also maybe 512 byte sectors. So let's see what this gives us. Let's hope this is part of SG and SG utils. And so the good thing is, did I not? Oh, it's also the wrong terminal. The good thing is SG. We probably need to. Okay, we have SG format. SG for SCSI generic direct access, and that's probably 1. Yeah, ST. So yeah, that, of course it is also Seagate, because somehow every failing. But wait, this says block size. Wait, that is the CD-ROM? Why is this DVD-ROM? Good that we checked that and talked about this. Ah, here's the one. And why is this? That is bizarre. I thought it's a SCSI thing, unless it's on another controller. Okay, it's another controller. Okay, yeah, we have a Fibre Channel, so that's on the old-fashioned ultra-wide SCSI controller, of course. That makes sense. So yeah, mode sense. So Seagate STE 45085 CLAR 450. Let's see what this thing can read. Capacity, number of logical blocks. I mean, theoretically, the Linux kernel could also like, yeah, YOLO, whatever. We only read. I mean, maybe there's like, it clicked again. Why do I do this? Because I obviously need to get rid of the other failing Seagate drive, because while we're live streaming, it's clicking and clicking. And, anyway, so they say here, let's see if that is the same use format, right? Usually, but SG format size. So the question is, how long does it run? One format requires something. Arcana just drive was telling you it is destructive. Different kind of drives require different methods. You might do something like, what block size? What the heck? To 0 the drive? What the heck? 0 block size? What? Anyway, yeah, let's see what happens. So I hope I don't destroy the drive, because this UltraSPARC is not like, it's a little bit risky procedure, right? Not that low-level formatting a drive is usually risky, but all data will be destroyed. SG2, that's the right one, right? Press Control C to abort. Why does it format unit has started? The thing is, I don't have another Fibre Channel machine, right? I have obviously a growing collection, so fingers crossed, I hope. Maybe I should not have tried this. I wonder how long this runs, because at some days when this SPARC is in a bad mood, this is a serial console, maybe that's also not the smartest thing. Does it run hours? This potentially might run hours, right? So they will not touch yours like low-level formatting from a Steam Deck. Maybe I should have run it. Pro tip, maybe run it from a screen. Did those people, I mean, those people here say that for a SSD, and usually to get super hot during erasure or take 10 minutes or 10 hours, depending on several factors and firmware versions. So that sucks obviously a little bit, because I have no idea. I never run the Sunblade 1K, so the name sucks, right? It's not a freaking Blade server, it's a bloody desktop. How Sun came to this name. So yeah, nothing like running this. Hey, 1.25% done. It has a progress indicator. Yay! They followed my pro tip of progress indicators, signaling progress and otherwise useful error messages. Cool. So given that that probably took a minute or two, I guess it takes 2 or 3 hours, which is better than 10 hours. Amazing. So yeah, that's probably the video. That's mostly it. So that may be a thing for your enterprise storage needs. I slightly wonder, enterprise storage needs, or hey, 2.59%. That's amazing. I wonder if we gain more capacity, but probably not, right? They probably use that for more error. I mean, we can later check that, right? So I should only be careful not to press Ctrl+C here. Number of blocks, let's copy that into the chat. And let's see if it has more blocks, right? Theoretically, I don't know what they do if they... I mean, that certainly is for additional, like, why would they do that? Maybe some storage stuff wants to have low level access for the ECC data. And maybe that is so raw. I'm aware that some stuff can... You might wonder, like, what the point of this run nonsense, right? I'm aware that some high-end systems has low-level access, like wants low-level access to the ECC. So here's someone on FreeBSD also. What should they do with it? Googling shows entire interwebs. Reformat this drive first. Yeah, EMC. No surprise, right? But you can obviously format other drives as well. I mean, obviously this is a regular Seagate drives. No, I scratched this. I mean, this was probably brand new. Actually, I still have the packaging here. Just I pulled a little bit on the label because I saw the screws under there, but it wasn't. The EMC 450 gigabytes. Like, yeah, I mean, is that probably dumb YouTuber putting the biggest ever drive in a, like, leave in the comments below. Is it the largest drive? 450 gigs, 15K, FC Fibre Channel. Yeah, that was brand new. Probably the smart status should show, but I'm not running smart while VR. Where's even my reformatting? This should be my reformatting, right? Nothing like scrolling. Hey, 5.3%. So yeah, whatever. And what is the freaking EMC even doing with it? I have like literally no idea. Maybe people will tell me. And we can also do other stuff. And welcome, TribeXL Enterprise drives can use extra bytes, parity and other things. When they buy enterprise drives, often need to change sector sizes now from with or 4K. Yep. Actually, should have tried. Maybe I should have googled what this even supports. Do they have 4K native? That would actually be cool. Also, probably the open firmware will not cope well with. I am probably not doing 4K native experiments here. But another win of this is further working on our T2 Linux distribution. Where is even the freaking spec things of... Somehow, why does modern stuff never find? Is this one? G2 show results for 45. I mean, it is close. Serial attached SCSI SAS and 4 gigabit fiber channel. Key advantages: second generation. Recording delivers up to 450 gigabyte, unprecedented performance. 30% increase sustained data rate. Industry highest reliability at 1.6 million hours mean time between failure. Power trim, advanced read-write delivers non-recoverable rate of 110E. 10E16. Available as Fibre Channel and SAS. Best fits email. It's like, hey, did you know for some text files you need that? Yeah. Anyway, business processing, transaction processing. Anyway, what did I want to check? All right, I wanted to check the native exercises. What do they offer? Sector per 520. I don't even mention that here. What allows this spec sheet? Okay, fine, I guess whatever. Speaking of which, we probably format that for another hour. Hey, 10%. We're getting there. So that is only 10 times longer, so yeah, 100 minutes maybe. While we are at it, so that apparently appears to work, and then we have the highest, it's like upgraded out of spec CPUs and what were Seagate's second generation highest capacity and reliability in mission critical storage here on the SPARC. And another thing, I am sorting packages. I also worked on some IBM PowerPC stuff, but it doesn't yet fully work because yeah, probably the monolithic kernel gods want to send me the message that I should really rather start with my microkernel because some PowerPC stuff really pisses me off. Formatting here this drive, I realized that we have this SG utils here in base, and that's not ideal. But it's getting smaller. I mean, there's not that much left in base because this base was silly. So historically, in Rock Linux, in our amazing Linux distribution, that increasingly becomes enterprise ready, as you obviously notice. And previously we had probably base and extra, and then we 20 years ago started to split this off more fine-grained. And because what is base, right? For some Clang is base, for others not. I moved already a lot of stuff out of here. There's actually, as you see, not really that much left, which is a good thing. The thing is the question is always where to sort the stuff, right? I mean, it always sounds so simple. I mean, some is vintage and not even used. Some, I mean, MMB, it's a multi-move rename tool, which is actually quite handy. But it's obviously not, I mean, theoretically I could move this even in contrib nowadays, you know, let's maybe do that while we wait for our enterprise business to format. And then from the PowerPC work, and welcome everyone, even says good luck on your search for it. I'm actually not searching that much anymore. The Sunblade, I mean, okay, to be fair, I was asking, I got the Sunblade already 3 years ago, which is totally amazing. At that time it was, obviously my fastest UltraSPARC was 360 or so megahertz, or whatever that was. So this was an amazing donation for keeping our T2 everything Linux maintained. Only recently I purchased myself a Sun T4, right? A massive multi-threaded monster. But nonetheless, I still keep this tested because if I don't test it, it breaks, and it's otherwise nice museum hardware. I'm actually not searching that much anymore. So yeah, I was asking, I was heard that was amazing. Certainly dual 1.2 gigahertz and amazing, and 4 gigs of memory. Theoretically 8 if it would boot with Linux. So yeah, shell like subscribe. I still have to debug probably soon why the Linux kernel doesn't boot with 8 gigs of memory here. It oopses because memory management in C is difficult. The last two things I want actually, I mean theoretically maybe 3. I mean there it starts, right? So theoretically I would only want I've only two more major wishes, which maybe 4, but the 2 main wishes are a DEC Alpha, a halfway decently fast one, and it's like, yeah, not 100 megahertz one, right? I mean, if I get it for free, yeah, maybe, but the thing is, I have a 400 megahertz Pro PC here for testing, and it's like, yeah, or you have seen it, right? 360 megahertz SPARC, UltraSPARC, it's not that fast anymore, right? So yeah, some 500-ish megahertz. Also, if someone has the last revision gigahertz DEC Alpha, I would certainly not mind. So yeah, some 500 plus megahertz DEC Alpha would be an amazing donation. I'm aware that actually without even having the hardware, DEC Alpha into works, because we have an amazing community who tests stuff. So DEC Alpha works, I believe, reasonably well. The second hardware donation wish, Itanium IA64. I would buy it myself if there would be some quantity at a reasonable price. I'm not buying garbage for 2,000 euro, some halfway decent machine for some 100 euros, but yeah, there rarely is. If you have one and it's accumulating dust, DEC Alpha and Intel Itanium, because these are the 2 last major architectures I miss in my collection, like miss in my collection. Itanium is a little bit working. There are upstream regressions. Probably on very latest Itanium it might even work decently. The one Itanium T2 user has a mid-range Itanium where they, at least on that, the Linux kernel exhibits some bugs. But yeah, Linux kernel bugs, right? It's not new thing. Theoretically, there might be 2 more things. One is a SPARC. I said it before. SPARC, not SPARC. Sharp. What are you even talking about? Too much heat, too much SCSI storage. Theoretically, in an ideal dream world, actually a Sharp X68030 would be amazing. That has NetBSD support, not Linux. Yes, it's super slow, right? 40 megahertz. Yeah. And maybe eventually I probably can't help myself, and probably sooner than later I might auction myself an Amiga, like Amiga 600 or so, because I never had one. I grew up with our neighbors had one. It was amazing to play those games. So probably when our kid is some years older and he can sometimes play computer games, probably, yeah, I don't need such a donation, right? I'm aware they are often on eBay. You can buy them for, I mean, they're not cheap, like 200. So maybe plus minus. So yeah, never had one. They are nice games, and yeah, theoretically, why not? It's not really. I mean, unless you get a high-end Amiga from the last years, you could theoretically boot Linux, which actually maybe that might be something useful. But anyway, so that's other 4. I'm not really searching, but DEC Alpha Itanium would make some sense. Anyway, no, I talk too much again. Sorting packages. The reason we do this is obviously to keep our... Alright, we also have some updates here. Okay, that's all in develop. Move then, so base, MMV. So the main reason I do this, because the only constant is change and regression. So of course moving stuff can only cause regressions, although they should be easy to find. And the point of this is keeping our Linux distribution sorted, right? It's nothing like now with 5,000 packages and everything is chaos. Of course, it's not chaos, but of course, eventually you need to touch some vintage stuff to sort that, right? So I guess MMV is a very, probably, comment below, do you even, I mean, I use MMV for 20, I mean, use, like once a year I use MMV. Like it's useful for mass renaming files. It's probably not really maintained, so it's like, so it probably moves that to contrib. Because it's a pretty contrib package, so moved base MMV to contrib. I guess that's, I mean, we could use it, and that's the thing, right? The stuff does not, how do you call that? Uniquely sort. There is not a one, like, what even would be the best? Anyway, whatever that term was for such kind of classes. Because theoretically, maybe file system, because it's moving, but leave and sequence, well, of course we can move it again, right? The point is just getting all this random junk out of base, maybe even tiny log n. We probably could. I mean, we ironically even recently added this really crappy Thunderbolt utils, which, by the way, did they fix any of our bugs? Or did the Intel intern previous video already ever done that? Let's check. This was 01 release candidate. Do they have here anything of their? No, they haven't. They released some garbage sources and then, yeah. What kind of stuff did they commit? Contributing display, ultraSPARC, display, whatever, I guess. Yeah, leave in the comments below. And patches welcome. So maybe this Xen, yeah, I shouldn't talk too much. I found the tools and user space around Xen always a little bit messy and stuff, and welcome everyone. So yeah, very to move all the stuff, right? I mean, maybe some stuff, maybe we keep, I mean, obviously we keep base for another year or 5. Like stuff like time and sudo, maybe. I mean, stuff like suspend is probably more like contrib. I mean, theoretically we could make a repository for C libraries. Oh man, I'm currently really tired. I guess that's the thing. Yeah, I mean, we don't need to move everything out of here. We obviously can keep some stuff. I mean, stuff like vlog might also be contributed, some virtual terminal log thing that I used sometimes years ago. Anyway, I mean, the stress app test is also, I mean, that's actually, did they even, I believe I checked this some month ago when I last used it. And I think they even commit stuff. Some Google project when some memory, like similar to row hammer, like even system bus hammering. It's like, yeah, no release in 5 years, thanks for that. But I believe there are still commits, which I really hate always, like pro tip, release early, release often. This really sucks. Yeah, I mean, probably it's time, as they are too lazy to release, maybe we should switch to some commit hash here. Then user mode Linux utilities probably also, actually, although I think they still maintain that. Anyway, we wanted to, like, yeah, multi-tail. I mean, theoretically, maybe the C libraries could still stay in here. Do we have an input? We don't. It's like maybe we create a new input repository here and move HID stuff, and then also some other XOR Wayland stuff in here. But leave in the comments below. Patches welcome. But I mean, maybe we keep base and stuff like tset data and stone stuff. Also, sorry for the noise. Street cleaning. Like, yeah, even the AVR libc. So, but maybe we could move. So what I wanted to move out actually was also SG utils. So the thing is, it's not really file system, and the question is, would it make sense to rename file system storage? I mean, here's quite some stuff in here, right? So including LVM2 and other storage things. So, including gtoaster, I'm not really sure if gtoaster, probably super unmaintained, similar unmaintained stuff. I mean, I'm always for keeping vintage things, just is this, probably this domain doesn't even work anymore, does it? Yeah. installing Linux on my toaster. Thank you. All I wanted was, did I even type G? Did this autocomplete here? What? Yeah, so old that doesn't exist anymore. Okay, I mean, as long as I don't see a, like, yeah, as long as it's not causing a build error for me. Otherwise, maybe more like a GNOME thing. It probably was with UI, right? Was it GTK? That's the thing, right? Is it GNU toaster? Is it GTK toaster? GNOME toaster? Why is this G toaster and that GNOME toaster? But whatever, I guess. Probably delete worthy, right? It's probably not as outstanding, I guess. Yeah, I guess as long as it doesn't bother me, it can stay another month. But what we wanted to move is just this Fibre Channel drive clicked again. Each time I get a shock when I hear clicking of this drive. So move base. I think so. This is extended attributes, I guess, that can safely go to file system and ACS advanced controllers. Can also go there. I think that is much more better kept there. Should have. I wonder why. I mean, of course, to be fair, over the last decade, I every month moved something somewhere, which obviously from 1,000 packages or 500 packages, we are down to 144. What is even freaking TRE? Although maybe that is a new thing. Other stuff can probably go to lightweight polygon. Okay. I guess that could go to text processing, to be honest. I would say TRE, PC, RE can go to text processing. But leave in the comments below, like if you, as always, if something triggers you, if you think, if you see a typo, if you can do it, if you think, if you don't only think you can do it better, if you can do it better, patches welcome, or comments below, Discord stuff, right? Moved base, PCE, PCE2, TRE, text. I usually do some at a time to keep the history, like to revert stuff, like instead of moving 20, it's easier to review, right? Instead of 20 random things, just 3 scroll by, so yeah, 31%. How long are we live streaming? It's probably taking number. Greetings too slow. Oh, the Fibre Channel drive. You know, you sit here on your high quality, reliant Unix, because it's like click, clack, clack, click. Finger crossed by we format our drive. I mean, even if this drive disappears, our Linux should usually still be running, so tail here. Yeah, this is also new. Maybe just printing that now, but didn't get that for decades. So anyway, what else did we want to move? Was there some more? ACD control? What is that? Control Razer compliant USB connected displays. Alright, this was Apple, maybe including Apple Studio Display thing. Probably also not touched. I mean, probably the right thing is a proper kernel driver, which actually exists, but the last time I tried this for my Apple Cinema display didn't even work. Hello. Yeah, stuff is gone. I mean, yeah, maybe now with Wayland and more modular and different Wayland stuff. How many repositories do we even have? It probably makes sense to start some input library, input things. There was HID, right? Alright, I wanted to move another thing. So some HID we probably are also mtools is file system. Why is this not? Why is this not long in? File system. Yeah, basically that's probably it. I mean, we could move mktemp, so we are not using mktemp anymore as it was before. Probably it was like when it was new 25 years ago. Here's also CPU frequency stuff, so mktemp and also reject, I guess. I mean, I only kept them for documenting, like if you wanted to use it out of the otherwise core and whatnot Linux utils. I guess they can go to contrib now that it's part of whatever core utils or so. That was eject. Yeah, util Linux, and did I write util Linux? And the other was okay. Temp is core. Yeah, slowly but steadily we get there. So yeah, that's probably, I mean, you know what, I could stop the live stream. It probably makes the most sense instead of doing random cleanups while waiting for another hour. So like my initial ballpark estimate of, what did I, 100 minutes or like 2 to 3 hours, probably 1.5 hours. Yeah, 40%. Yeah, it's pretty, for this particular draft, it appears to be kinder a minute per person, roughly. So I guess I leave this live stream open. Instead of, I mean, we could do random stuff here, which is probably not the best live streaming of our time. And I stop the video feed, leave the YouTube control stuff open, and then I can update you in the end about the performance, whether it worked, hopefully it works, and then about the performance. So thanks for watching so far. As usual, if you have any comments, leave them down below, and I see you for those who watch the recording in a second, and otherwise all the other live folks who still can probably comment while it's live in another hour for the final update. I've been to refill my lemonade. Welcome, Anthony. Yeah, good luck. I probably should be more smart, and because the internet is not that full with such kind of errors, and certainly vendors from level 1 tech also run into that with his passion apparently to repurpose enterprise, new old stock enterprise gear and stuff. I should probably be more clever. I have a blog from decades ago which is running some old failing shit. I have redoing my blog on a long list, so obviously blogging it here. But also another thing, probably patches welcome and stuff. We have a magazine here, magazine with some stuff. So maybe I should have, maybe we should like make this or some other sections a wiki, so people like some other major Linux distributions. Let me just get some lemonade. It should be over in 2 minutes, and then let's see if it works. Also, I will try not to reboot. Maybe it needs power cycling, I don't know. It's enterprise gear, right? It shouldn't. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But certainly rescanning the SCSI bus. Probably most people have not done this. I've done that. Rescanning the SCSI bus decades ago with booting. It's like nothing like live blowing some dust into my zip drive. like delayed powering on my zip drive or SCSI scanner 25 years ago. I even like re-googled that. This is also, like, if you're new to this stuff, it's a little bit annoying. It's like, yeah, why does it need to be like that in Linux? Yeah. In my opinion, it's a user interface design fail. If you need to rebuild, research that, it should be more obvious. This echo SCSI at single device stuff. And yeah, you can rescan that, although maybe that's not the super best idea with a drive mounted off of it. Let's see if rescanning the bus there makes it work. Let's grab hydration. Yeah, let's see what it does. And I wonder, probably this aging fiber channel, unlikely is 4 gigabit, right? I probably should, hey, format unit complete, yay. So it probably does not automatically work. Let's see what happens. I've obviously never done this. I said this recently, I've only low-level formatted the SCSI drive once. I've done that when I was 8 with RLL, MFM drives, pre-IDE, pre-ATA drives of 20 gigs maybe, was it even hours actually? Oh, whatever, doesn't matter. I've so successfully formatted the SCSI drive. This was a Seagate in the Sun SPARC Station 2, which had bad sectors, and reformatting so far, powering it up once a year, but so far SPARC Station still works. So this was SDB. Okay, yeah, as expected, that does not. So obviously the kernel, this does not just work because Linux kernel is not a plug-and-play, whatever single user, graphical user interface thing where you would expect this stuff of some workspace manager, like if you right-clicked on some drive properties, object properties in some workspace manager thing to just work. So we, of course, need to manually remove this. So maybe it works. Maybe it's a drive limitation, but first we need to try, because surely it will not just work automatically. So SCSI, this is some super old-fashioned stuff here. So yes, that is that. Old-fashioned because it's proc SCSI. SCSI totally like vintage, right? 20 years, 30 years. Linux technology, because the new stuff is in this. So obviously we have some drives there. Maybe we could use some ZFS, but this is how I've always done it. So this is bus and this is host adapter and stuff. So this is SCSI. So remove. I guess it was a remove. That is from the top of my head. Single device 1. Source adapter 1, channel 1, ID 1. Did this do something? Maybe not. Oh no, it did something. Just didn't lock anything. And then just add the same, so add single device. Let's see if that does something. And it did something. This apparently. So yeah, maybe even that worked. So previously, at least on the other, I logged that message. Let's see, did it grow more blocks? We had previously 844. Oh yeah, we grew some blocks apparently. If this is, we could actually, you know what, let's grab SDB, because the other was from the SCSI SG format tool. Okay, did it not lock that when it earlier? That would suck apparently. I didn't lock that. That sucks. But it would make sense. You have more bits. This low-level format took a while because previously the format thing. Actually, we could rerun the format thing, so that would be SG. This was it not format? Underscore. Yeah, bloody shit name tools things. I hate this naming. It's unintuitive nonsense naming. is this the same? So obviously I'm not changing that, right? I just wanted to see the blocks. 8, 7. Yeah, so that block matches, and previously it were, how many zeros were this? Millions, so we have 3 there. So 844 million, 300, so now we have 878 million. So we grew some blocks, so this is also why it took so long. So it really resectored the drive apparently, which is cool that we gained some. I mean, it's probably the same net. Where's, oh, here's my limit. It's certainly the same net. Is it net? Gross and net, so that is, how would you, gross and net, complicated. Stupid terms. Certainly in layman's terms, certainly the same overall bit storage quantity. So let's do some testing. Also, like, did the disk type this already? SDB. Okay, now it does. Yeah, it is exactly as advertised. And this, I mean, it would probably also be 450 gigabyte. It's vast storage. I wonder if the bloody firmware will cope, the open firmware will cope with this amount of storage. Probably so many gigabytes. Open Sun, SPARC open firmware. Raleigh has seen before, 2 decades later, nearly. So let's see the performance. Dev SDB or dev block size. I mean, I could theoretically try if it supports native 4K sizes, but I'm pretty sure the Sun firmware would probably not like that. So, I mean, I could try it for in the name of science, but output, block size, status, progress. That is always my. If you have a better quick performance indication thing. So that was the new and the old. Okay, not even twice as fast. That is, but it's obviously not. That should, maybe it's direct. Was it uncached? No, whatever. So unfortunately, not twice the performance, but probably we get better seek performance and all write performance. I mean, it's obviously faster and not failing, and more RPM. So smart control A. So the other failing drive is also Seagate. Is it 10? Yeah, that is 10K and that is 15K, right? 15K. And does it do logging not supported? Or does it need S on? Was it S on disabled or not? A temperature warning. Smart is enabled, so why does it not? Maybe not combined with A. Can't start self-test. It's actually running. I was mixing A and S. Oh, anyway, so yeah, I hear something scratching. So then we could copy. I mean, what do we? Maybe I formatted differently. For a moment I was considering maybe just copying. I first need to test if the Sun. I mean, maybe I can later repartition that. Maybe initially we clone that just to see if it would boot. And because the other drive is only, what was it, 8 gigs or so. And then I could use the others. Oh, it's even freaking 36. Obviously I will not shred that. I have a stack of mostly working drives. I also have a stack of totally dead drives, which probably we could disassemble for. I mean, either I could give my child to play, right? Why do I keep dead drives? It's mostly for maybe desoldering spare parts or disassembling for YouTube, or actually testing dead drive. I have also one disk that is mostly bad sectors. This kind of stuff, like when we finally write a microkernel, obviously you need to test error behavior, right? And this is why I mean, our dead drives are not that many, like maybe 8 or so. Not that many, maybe 8. So obviously the mostly working drive will go into the mostly working bin for testing, like some quick tests. It's somewhat okay, and the dead drives for mostly dead drive testing. You never know where you need a capacitor or integrated circuit or other tinkering stuff, right? Obviously, if I would have a ton of bad drives, I would obviously e-waste them, but anyway. So Fibre Channel, so this is FC Fibre Channel. No, I've also run this wrong. Yeah, clever. Elements in ground defectless 3. I mean, it's still, it survived the T2 installation, right? So it's not totally bad, so. It's a pity it doesn't, even the new drive. I mean, I wonder why does a new enterprise drive not log temperature, but I guess. I mean, there's even HDD temp, right? Let's do some, should we, okay, let's wait for the smart thing and let's just for the fun of it emerge. Also, this is a totally brand new, like, or is it? Yeah, I mean, it's not totally brand new. It's already too enough. Who has such a new operating system on their Sun UltraSPARC III Plus, right? Let's emerge. Missing only. There's a HD temp or so. Yeah, that one. Which we could also, what I usually do, actually, we could do one more thing. Which is obviously updating. I noticed by pure chance, totally unrelated, earlier today. Cool. That's the drive clicked again. Cool retro term 1, was it 120 whatever? Cool retro term. No? Oh, what is the bloody name? I also mistyped this. I wanted. Yeah, 2. So this is, let's test emerge that. Obviously not on the UltraSPARC, that is unrelated. And okay, patches fail. Cool. Let's see if this too, because historically it's of course stupid to have one thing. Also, in an ideal, like it's stupid to have one tool for one, like smart and SG and HDD temp, and also in a super amazing microkernel system, you could actually do your smart and HD temperature. Like theoretically, like why is Linux kernel not exposing SCSI drive temperatures in this, right? Theoretically, yes, complexity and writing a single address space and string parsing stuff in C is difficult, but this is kind of stuff like additional content here for people to think. It does not need to be like this, right? It could be even more amazingly modern structured, right? And I understand complexity, and you maybe don't want this simple temperature stuff and your storage driver stuff, but you could. Let's see, does this give us anything? Hey, you see? Did I tell you this tool sometimes extracts the temperature when smart stuff doesn't? It even works for the other drive. Are you kidding me? I didn't expect this to work, right? I thought like, yeah, it's like give it a try. It's like, why does, I mean, this is completely silly. How, I mean, obviously for microkernel, we will write all those kind of tools in super modern ways, which shall I subscribe if I ever find enough. It's like, how can the main SmartMon tool thing not get a bloody temperature? I mean, maybe it's old and non-standard conforming, right? But it's outright stupid, right? I nearly wanted like, hey, maybe it's time to delete this, but no, this delivers a freaking temperature. Can't even freaking believe it. It's absolutely. And what I wanted to do, I mean, not only probably the cache file might be old. Let's check it in a second. And that is the added content, right? How do we make our Linux distribution one of the best, and hopefully. Soon more popular. Updating stuff, right? Checking it's actually new versions. This kind of hobby projects often move. It's like I have the feeling it might be up and done. Oh no, it isn't. It looks a bit. Everything is now so moved to, so it's still a thing. It's hosted on the latest version. So maybe is there a, what did we even, okay, we were hotfix blinking cursor. Ah, right, I probably, okay, data could have, I should actually debug data, why data didn't update this. This would be something data would, our AI would, previous video, should remove, that's why it's named hotfix. So, is there, so in 2000, yeah, it's now hosted on Savannah, but still no updates since, why is this sorting so shitty? Why is this not, it's like web usability, I expect the sorting to change, but no. This is somehow like why I expect this, but yeah. Anyway, so 2000s apparently moved, but no new version for, or actually wait a second, there is this 03 beta. Okay, we need to check what we have there. Okay, unknown module in Q2, quick controls 2. Okay, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Cool, intro, term. Maybe I need newer Qt stuff, who knows. It probably builds if you have the right stuff, so commit. Then this HDD temp here on my main system just to update the cache. I mean, I could check if it's if the cache is HDD temp. Oh, 2023. This is relatively recent. So probably there's not too much to gain. Just a beta 15. So beta 15. Whatever is wrong here with sorting. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Do they have a new HD temp? Probably it's also unversioned stuff, but apparently not. Yeah, crazy thing. I wish this. I wish they would have quirks in smart mount tools, and we wouldn't need that. But apparently we still do, even on vintage and latest EMC stuff. H and Seagate Fibre Channel. HD temp. Cache. Okay, that is actually slightly off because this estimated, I noticed, I only did this because I noticed the estimate time here. Ah, okay, so with this estimate time here, new rounding and stuff here, that improves the estimate factor of 3, so that is much closer. So, of course. And this perfecting stuff, PowerPC, UltraSPARC, regular stuff, and last but not least, what's up here with Qt. I mean, let's read the log. Let's not randomly merge stuff, and then we call it a day. So actually, you know what? While we do that, let's be super smart, like more smart than we usually are here for storage for dummies. And let's clone the dist while we dd. Actually, do we have probably that in the history, right? So input file. SDA, a little bit dangerous, leave in the comments below how you do that. This is how I usually do that. So clone all 36 gigs. I mean, it's not an SSD, we will not ruin it by some overwriting 36. Like maybe we would only need to clone half of it, but it literally doesn't matter. And then, I mean, maybe we actually reboot it just for fun of it, although the live stream is probably already, 1 hour here, 1 hour there. When is my, I also soon have a conference call, because we actually run a successful business here. Don't delay, do business today, or Patreon and GoFundMe and stuff. YouTube membership or super thanks. And so let's, what's up with cool retro, what's going on here? Unknown module, quick controls 2. What did I emerge that for? Maybe we had another module. Let's see, missing. I remember there was something. Also, this is wrong. Cool retro term. I mean, this right is obviously, this is limited from the first slow drive, right, which is spontaneously quick clicking. So Cool, retro term. He was actually, this is probably a thing. Maybe it's just the wrong version. So we had this build within here. Maybe that's not the best idea. But I probably, it should have built once upon a time when I set this up. Yeah, not fun. No, that is still 0 to 0 for reasons. Or did they, maybe they renamed this. Ah, maybe this is a new one. Could it be that quick controls 2, is it a new quick? What even, maybe they migrated from, where even was I here? Term widget. Ah, this is, no, this, okay, so this is something else. Maybe I split the package. Maybe this is some fallout from, okay, this is apparently some Qt package. Let's emerge that then too. And that would be, I mean, obviously, right? You guessed it by now, 5 years live on this channel. Also not wanting to build your random stuff. What is here with Qt? A new version 5. So yeah, some fallout. Probably the first time. I didn't often. Cool. Retro. I've run this just for kicks and giggles on this YouTube, on this channel at times, just for the looks. It probably doesn't make sense to regularly run it, I guess. I wonder if this will build with another like 5.15.8. Oh, it did build. I was actually wondering if they, I mean, it should be API compatible, right? Our call is also failed. That might be LTO. QL AP dispatch. GL API, whatever that is. I guess that it's out of scope for this video. Maybe it builds if you fully rebuild it. It could be more Qt rebuild or features. That is a server, not my workstation. This is Horizon, so maybe it. I mean, I should test this, but I probably outsource it to you because I'm more like obviously storage and stuff and mission critical. Oh, we also copied this. Then let's mount that. We need, did it, why did it not, or did it fully copy critical medium error? It's like, yeah, that's why we're doing it, right? I mean, I do this not, did it fully copy then? I mean, it did fully, it would have said that, didn't it? Ah, wait. Ah, no, if it did input output error. Ah, I should have read the freaking menu. Yeah, that's exactly why we're doing that. That's unfortunate. That is truly, what do we need to boot? We need SPARC disk label. That is boot. That is swap. That is our, I believe. Yeah, so much to. Yeah. I mean, like, we could try a second time. It will probably not work a second time. Then I need to fully reinstall it. I mean, yeah, fully reinstall it might be a good idea anyway after all this random testing. But yeah, I'm doing this for a reason, right? It obviously was failing. So let's see what's going on here. It obviously did not build, but I mean, the old should have built previously. But this should give us a little bit better dependencies, including this Qt quick control 2 thing. So I probably manually edit this for a little bit better cache at least. Maybe it misses some Qt base enablement or whatever. I mean, it probably should have fully built it, shouldn't it? I mean, so maybe I should. Okay, doesn't matter too much to me. I mean, I could actually. I mean, obviously, it doesn't need cups, so it's somewhat. I mean, this stuff. Right. This might be because I improved our. I mean, obviously, I'm day and night improving on Linux distribution, right? I recently improved it to mostly try and filter indirect dependencies through shared libraries. So most likely, so obviously, or not most likely, obviously, surely, this package has not directly used those, but indirectly through Qt, right? So that is why that's probably correct. And maybe if you have a more full-featured Qt install, it will actually fully work. So yeah, it's actually, yeah, a win-win, actually testing, double checking that, updating and double checking, reviewing that stuff actually works, and it looks pretty much working like it's supposed to do. Should have done this with a commit together, but anyway, so yeah, that reliably input-output error, that is unfortunate too. What do we need? So what we need to boot, we copied. So I guess we could. This is a serial console. We could actually reboot with that drive removed. And to check, why does this complete so shitty? Double free detected in hello. You okay? Double free detected in something? What broke now? Something broke. That's unfortunate. Why does something always need to fail? Everything we need to write ourselves. It's not even sure what failed now. Maybe we don't have a dmath thing here except all this sector things. I mean, I could actually try to low-level format this failing drive. Maybe it would recover and or just override. Just that we didn't. Yeah, probably I should override after. Maybe I should do a file system content copy with rsync or so, or with RF, or with CP. I usually use rsync because if something fails, you can continue more gracefully. That's why I usually misuse rsync for local copies. Actually, pro tip. I think I shut down it and first see if it even has a chance to boot, because I have no idea how the firmware will react to that. So the third terminal, so the shell failed? I mean, the third terminal surely still works, so yeah. What did I did hold right. I think this, yeah, I need to, you know what, I actually need to reinstall, because this old installation did actually not clearly shut down for whatever reasons. I actually, it's a good chance to test that. because I obviously want a installation that shutdowns. So just need to, I want to swap the drives, take the test booting with the first drive on. So that surely should get another SCSI ID then. On the fiber channel. I swapped it, therefore I swapped it to the first location. What's the time? Yes, I need a second B-roll camera. You can share, like, subscribe for more camera views and the camera assistant. Yeah, but getting somewhere. And then, of course, I then need, but this is, by the way, the Seagate cheater, you've seen it. Probably should low level format that. And see if that recovers some bad sectors. Okay, that worked. Even with this, I mean, it will not fully boot because we didn't clone all the drives. We only cloned some, what was it, 3 gigs or so. So that will most likely error out. Sooner or later, but I will not even bother to... what did we had Zelo on that, right? So I'm not, so yeah, that works, it booted, it will error out now for not having a valid, like, for having a corrupt half clone file system. Hey, it even, we cloned enough for the full disk encryption to work. Yeah, bad FS error, bad 3 block start. Not surprised, but yeah, that's progress. What was power off? Was it O? Yep, power down. Cool, some progress. But then I will, in some other night, probably, maybe not. Yeah, leave me in the comments below if you want to see this. Maybe on Twitch. You can actually already subscribe on Twitch if you want to see the full installation of that too, which may probably include some fails. Usually a year of improvements of our Linux solution. The latest and greatest everywhere usually includes some failures, some hiccups, some regressions. Only constant is change. And regressions, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this and learned something, like hot adding, SCSI, sorter, fiber channel, drives, low-level formatting, 520 byte sectors, rsync. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe. Super thanks, super chat, Patreon or so. Have a good day and night, and I'll see you soon for the next even more amazing.